I was just sitting here this morning having my coffee, trying to contemplate what to call this mess, this debacle that happened in the Capitol on January 6th. And I thought about it. And when you look back in history, I learned about the beer hall putsch with Hitler and his band of merry men led some sort of riot in his beer putsch, his beer hall, and made people confess to their will. They were going to tie them up. They were going to make them beg and plead. And then that way they can help try to take over the government, which they tried. And so they failed, of course. So I'm thinking about this, what happened on January 6th. I can't call it no damn beer hall pooch. So what do I call it? Oh, and I thought to myself, wait a minute. They wanted to do a do-over for the election again. So I decided to call it the Mulligan March. Everybody, it's me, it's Papa Rage. I'm coming back at you again with another video, and I'm telling you something. This thing, even though how serious it was, believe me when I tell you, it was insurrection. It was treason. It was exactly what you saw. It was ridiculous. It was hurtful. It was despondent of people who truly believed in democracy. Okay, so all of this all the ramifications that's coming with this, and all of the rest is happening right now. They're taking their time. I got to give it to them. Even though they screwed up that day, and we know that this was possibly helpful of an inside job, but right now they're in lock mode to get this thing done because they're in a lot of hot water. These law enforcement, they've been in a lot of hot water since they killed George Floyd and way long before that. How many black people they killed? But this right here. They're in a lot of hot water now because now they're pissed off both sides, black and white. Okay, both people. So now the thing is that now they're taking their time getting images and everything, and they're making them arrest left and right. They arrested cops out there who was involved in that march, that Mulligan March. They want to do over, huh? You want to do over for your Mulligan for your leader, Trumpy Bear. Oh, really? Oh, Trumpy Bear. Listen, as serious as this is, you can't help to see the comical shit that happened. 5 people died. That's no laughing matter. Not even for a cop. That's especially no laughing matter. Okay? But to see these idiots with no face masks on for the most part anyway, they're showing their face, they're taking selfies, they're taking pictures of themselves, they're just celebrating, and they're bragging and everything. This is the machoism of a USA! It was comical to watch this crap, man, how foolish they were. And so I'm looking at this, and all of a sudden you're hearing them all from the far from the alt-right and all of them just espousing this crap that Antifa and Black Lives Matter did this. We got proof. It's ridiculous. I mean, I've never seen Antifa or Black Lives Matter wear a MAGA hat. I've seen thousands of MAGA hats out there. And all of them who went to that building ain't no damn Antifa, no damn Black Lives Matter. You guys are caught. You're cowardly. You're stupid. And that's all to it. And you will help because if the cops had supposedly done their job, I think at least maybe 30 of you should have been shot, if not shot and killed. Okay? So it's ridiculous, okay? But the thing is this. Now I see more so the hypocrisy of the right and the alt-right and the far right, okay? It's the hypocrisy I see every day. And they're talking about, oh, well, they rioted. Oh, summer long, the people on the left, and they were burning down buildings and stealing sneakers and stuff. Yeah, well, those things happen. It's, a lot of the people in that time, too, were caught who were arrested, turned out to be from the alt-right. Okay, from the Proud Boys, the Boogaloo Boys, who were doing some of the burning of those buildings down. That's right. Now that's documented. That's absolutely fact. That's documented in news and everything. So, and the police stated it. So they were trying to get away when they did it. They thought maybe the police would have some sympathy for them when they admitted who they really were during that summer. That's right. So, but you ain't find no Antifa in this mess what you did. You ain't find no Black Lives Matter in this mess what you did. You're gonna have to eat this one on your own. It's all yours. You made this sandwich, now you're gonna have to eat it. So, so the thing is this, is that the hypocrisy this is. For instance, Black Scout survival dude. I don't know his name. Whatever his name is. I don't give a damn. But he stated that, when a young lady got, I keep calling them ladies. I can't call stupid people like Karen's young ladies, okay? This young woman got shot and killed by law enforcement inside the Capitol building, trying to go break into the door and crawl against the broken glass, shot her right in the throat, and she died on that floor right there. And what cracks me up is that dude said, shooting somebody unarmed ain't cool. But he was all over Rittenhouse when he shot 3 unarmed people. And all you people on the right and the far right and whatever called him a hero. Gave him $2 million and all that shit. Called him a hero. He's going to jail. Listen, he's going to jail because all the film is there. The guy he first shot in his head when they were at, I guess it was some sort of dealership, he had no weapon. People were holding the guy back, screaming at Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse, go ahead, pulled his gun and shot him in the head. That's murder. That's why he had a $2 million doggone bail on him. That's murder. And you all try to make it look like the guys, one of them had a gun, which was an absolute lie. That photo was shopped. Guy would have, how you going to have a guy with a gun in his hand and his arm is torn off from the shot from Rittenhouse? That's impossible. You guys are mentally disturbed, man. Listen, white supremacists have always been mentally disturbed. They're xenophobic assholes, okay? And they're scared. And we all know this ain't had nothing to do with no damn election because they've been brewing for this shit for decades. They've been brewing for decades. And what Mr. Dr. Francis Cresswell was saying back in the 70s, that this day would come, that they would realize that they would become the minority instead of the majority for life in America. And that's going to happen. It's happened all over around the world. It happened in South Africa. It happened in all the places where colonialism was. Even when the British colonized Ireland, they realized that they were being outnumbered. Any place you're colonized, you're going to eventually become outnumbered. You understand? That's the thing you guys can't understand. Any place, any white Europeans, and you can reverse it if you want to. That has happened too throughout history. Any place in the white Europeans have been to and it colonized, especially a country of color, on the African continent and all, they eventually been, even if at the start was outnumbered. You understand? The Greeks and the Romans came and colonized North Africa and Egypt as well. Okay? And all the sitting powers were all Romans and Greeks, and they were, you may say white, but a lot of them were mixed. In fact, the Greeks used to brag about being mixed is the best thing. Black and white. See, people talk about that the Greeks were xenophobic. That's BS. That is some alt-right, far-right crap that they made books about the superiority of the white race, which is bullshit again. I'll say it again, bullshit. So the thing is that the Greeks didn't like black or all white. They say mixture is what makes the power of man. They believed in that. And that's why they were mixed. You see all those statues of old Greeks who were, all those guys, what they go, I forgot the names right now just to come to me. I'm excited, but the thing is that if you look at them, they were mixed. You paint them white like you did everything else. All the Egyptian pharaohs and the monuments and the sculptures, and the nose and the lips were chopped off to try to hide their ethnicity. That's you can't hide from that. That's what Europeans did, and some Arabs too. Arabs did the same thing, but Europeans were the main ones who did it. Okay, they hide their ethnicity about who their ethnicity was of the Egyptian power, the Egyptian culture, because that's the greatest culture of all time in the world. They are the greatest culture who created all cultures around them in the entire planet. Okay, and so we know that they were African, and so that's it's straight out the truth. The thing is I'm trying to tell you is that any place you went in terms of, let's stick with the colonial powers. I'm gonna tell you something else too later on in a minute. Any colonial powers who were European powers who went to Africa, South America, any place there were people called India. Of course, they were outnumbered. All right, from the outstart. But there was a time when in America, they all came as bandy merry men and women who were looking for freedom and all of that, and they were outnumbered in terms of black people and all other people of color, right? So they were white, but even so, then they had the Great Migration. Immigration to America, because they saw that they actually saw that their population was getting encroached upon. From that point on, then, before the people started coming in from Italy and all that us settling in Ellis Island. That's a fact. They were giving them over here to try, we'll take all your dress and everything because, hey, we need more white people population here. And that's what happened. I can go into this all day long, what happened in this following decade, why the migration from Middle East to Europeans who were trying to escape Middle East and Africa to go into the Europeans to stay as citizens, to get citizenry, okay? And they were let in. They weren't just forced themselves and they were let in because of their population. European population is growing. I'm sorry, falling down. In Europe, listen to me. In Europe, now, the white Europeans' population growth has become -0. White America is just starting to become -0. At one point, for a long time, hung on to 0 population growth, basically, in essence. One died, it was hanging between half a plus and to 0. Now it's minus. It's hanging between 0 and -0. So now they're angry because in 10 to 15 years, I said it before, I'm going to say it again, I'm going to keep reiterating this, that the country will become predominantly a people of color. It will no longer be predominantly white again, no more. Okay, unless they force the issue, which we saw on January 6th. And this is the real fight. This is what they were brewing about decades later. And like I said, Francis Cress Welsing said this moment will come, and there will not be the predominantly white no more. And so things that now you see that people don't understand what the colonization is all about. In order to maintain your colonized situation, you got to try to destroy the population, which they did with the Native Americans. They tried to wipe them out to feel safe. Now, during when the British were controlling America, the Native American population people were powerful. They were strong. They barely lost a battle. That's the truth. People were lying to you about American history that happened on this land, continent. The Native Americans, the true Americans, were strong and powerful people, and they were more advanced than people want to give them credit for. And the British, who went to war to try to save the American population from them, who fought the wars to fight the Indians back, they would come to an agreement and a peace and a treaty, and then would go and do commerce again between each other. Well, the whites in this country at the time didn't like that. They hated that fact. That they would just, the Native Americans would kill some Americans and try to take back some lands, and which they sometimes did. Okay, and the British would come and get between them, and then stoke a bargain, and then come out as partners. That enraged colonials in America. That enraged them. But as soon as they went to war with the British, and probably maybe who knows what the reason why they said that was. Okay, but we do know that black people are the ones who fomented that fight because of what the British were doing to them, and then the whites came up behind them, and all of a sudden it was a whole furlong going on. Everybody started fighting, but that's what happened. Okay, so the thing is that, but once the British were defeated, okay, and they were gone, all right, and the Americans, the colonists had power, they started immediately eradicating against the Native Americans and started killing them off. War after war, after skirmish, after everything. They wanted them out and eradicated, stealing land part everywhere, and then making treaties and breaking them. You understand? And so until that was over, so until the population with all the dreads coming over from Europe into America, and made the population grow so expediently. Now, the black population grew within slavery because the boats kept coming until it was over. And the war came, Civil War, and that was over. But they always worried about our population because at the time we were 4 million, 1/4 of us died during the time when the Civil War was over. And then right through to 1870 something. It was over, and you had people who were fucking. They wiped out 1 million of them in camps, who were in internment camps and everything. People don't talk about this thing, but that's what happened. A lot of us were put in internment camps, and many of us was from up north anyway, who were never slaves, and some of them who were ex-slaves. So that's a situation. But they never thought, or they were worried about our population growing. And it grew. And it grew. And it grew. And things started to change politically. So let's leave it at that. Things started to change politically. So you had other people coming here, Hispanics, who were basically already here too. You know, when they had colonized Americas too. So they were here. America grew more powerful, more vast lands that they've taken. And so, but when you're a colonizer, no matter where you are, you eventually have to face the fact that you are being outbirthed. And that's what always happens. And that's exactly what's happening right now. And that's why they're pissed about, because they figure that if they lose it. This is why, that's what pisses me off, is that in order to try to justify, they had to call people on the right, on the left, me, black, Hispanics, and all those who have a liberal and a progressive agenda. And that's all it is. A progressive agenda. They call us radicals, and they call us leftists, they call us socialists and communists. That's their justification of bullshit. We know they're fascist, because only a fascist would think about trying to eradicate people who are Americans who want to live and live free. So only a fascist would try to go against that. So this is not what you see patriotism. That is bullshit. These are fascists that took place in January 6th. All right? And I say that I jokingly say, as what I say now, I'm calling it the Mulligan March. They want a do-over. You want a do-over, huh, Mulligan? What's going to happen when you lose another election? You want to do over for that too? I think that what really spurred it too was that situation in Georgia where the runoffs of the two seats for the Senate went into the Democrats' favor. That just probably burnt it right there, because now the entire control of the country, basically in terms of the branch, the federal branches, belong to the progressives. You want to call them the left? Fine, I don't care. Call them the left. But you can't call us no fucking communists. You can't call us socialists. We already have socialist fucking programs, and many of them were started by people on the right, adopted by people on the left. You just don't know that, do you? So it's okay. It doesn't matter. So the point is that there's all hypocrisy about. The point also I wanted to make was that, like I said, this guy was talking about, like others were talking about, people like NFAC, which is, again, what pisses me off about that. Now they're calling for a million gun march. That was absolutely a bite off from Grandmaster Jay and in fact NFAC. They knew that Grandmaster Jay is planning a million gun march. Now you hear this crap from the alt-right and the far right. We're going to do a million gun march down on the 20th, and we're going to make sure you don't get in the White House. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. I want to get my gun. I love my gun. Oh man, you're so comical. If you weren't so fucking dangerous, because it's absolutely true from the FBI and everybody else is saying it. The biggest danger to America and the United States is white supremacy. Now they say they say what they want to say, fascism. That's true, but who controls fascism? White supremacists, demagogues, and xenophobes. Okay. Xenophobes are the ones who's running this shit. And those xenophobes in the high places with a lot of money who are backing these assholes and politically too. It's okay. But I tell you, it sickens me because this hypocrisy, all summer long, you guys are doing violence. Oh, you guys are burning down stores and you're stealing sneakers and you're fighting the cops. We want this. We want law and order in this country. This is our country. And we want law and order. See, y'all done but violence. You don't want no peace. You don't want peace. All of a sudden, this shit don't go your way, which has always been the history of the white race in this country. You start fucking killing. You start fucking fighting and calling it justification. Hey, man, that's our forefathers now. I'm going online now hearing these assholes. Our forefathers, man, they did it with violence. Yeah, they did it with violence. So we can't shrink from that. Now it's justified. Now you're justified, right? Now you're justified, right, clowns? Huh? Mulligan boys? Yeah, why don't y'all make a new fascist ass fucking militia and call it the Mulligan Boys? We want a do-over. We want a do-over, man. We want a do-over. Oh man, you're funny, man. I like y'all. I really do.